So we're here in Oxford at the Young Women's Music Project to find out what it is that they do and, more importantly, why they do it. Let's go inside and find out more. So, Zahra, the Young Women's Music Project has been going for about 15 years, is that right?
We're actually in our 16th now.
Amazing. And I know that you provide some really great opportunities for women who want to get into music.
Yeah.
So walk me through exactly what the project does.
So we host bi-monthly workshops for young women aged 14 to 21 in Oxfordshire. So skill sharing, they learn about women in history, and lots of different opportunities to perform and get involved in festivals and all sorts of things like that. So we host like a festival every year that's based around talks and workshops and music, so it's a proper festival to get boys in talking about that kind of stuff, like language they use towards girls and all that kind of stuff. But we still run like girls only things. That's our main mission, is to get more girls confident and making music regularly.
It's male dominated in anything. Like as a female, I've been through like so much managers. Like you're always gonna have those males that are gonna try it with you, yeah, because you're a female. Do you see what I'm saying?
What do you think we can do about the lack of women in the sort of technical side of the industry?
So just a safe space for girls to come and try things out and not be put down and like spoken down to, because it happens just naturally, like all the time. You just walk into a space, it's kind of like, what are you doing here? Do you even know what you're doing? Do you know what this cable is? Like, do you even know what compression is? Do you know what blah 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 is? And then straight away you're like, I'm not going to bother with this again.
You know, I remember times when we were sound checking, for example, and I must have been about 19 at this point. I wasn't, you know, really young, and I'd been sound checking for a long time, and I stopped, and the tech said, can you keep going? I was like, okay. And he's like, I need to compress your voice. Compression, if you know what that means. I think that's probably one of the standout moments.
What about some of the stereotypes that women seem to almost conform to? How can female artists try and combat these stereotypes?
Just being true to yourself and sticking to it, you just get so much love. Like one of my #1 artists of all time is Missy Elliott.
Yes.
Broke the mould, like how much, and like the amount of respect I've had for her since I was a young kid. Just seeing how all her videos were out there and she just did what she wanted to do.
So I know that you are connected with loads of different artists and you know, sort of people in the music industry. How do these people help the young women that you work with?
People come in to do workshops and talk, so hearing inspiring stories about someone's journey triggers so much for young people. It did a lot for me growing up. Seeing people perform live, you wouldn't believe how many young people under the age of 15 have not been to a gig. You know, have you seen anyone live and then the whole class goes quiet?
So who are some of those artists that you've taken some of the kids to see?
We have had like the pleasure of hosting a lot of great names. We've had Nole from, she's like a well-known grime artist. We've had Yara Bravo, who came from Berlin to do a set.
Wow.
We've had Viv Albertine from the Slits, so more punk stuff.
Yeah.
Loads of great people, and they're awesome local acts and supporters of what we do, which is really good as well because it's right on our doorstep.
So in an ideal world, how would you like to see the sort of music scene in the UK change?
I think ultimately I'd just like to see more women making music from a young age and sustaining it through their lives, and to walk into a gig and be able to see women operating the whole show, so from sound engineers, lighting, you know, the whole crew, promoters, performers, more women playing instruments and feeling comfortable doing that. Like, that's kind of what I want to see more of.
Pillars of the world, here we stand,